Happy holidays, Pisces. Here is your weekly horoscope for December 27 to January 2nd. There's a lot going on. Let's break it down bit by bit if we can. Let's start with the Sun, and we'll deal with Mercury together since they're both in Capricorn. For you, that is in the 11th house of the community and friends and associations. And, well, right now, we're all a little restricted socially. But at least this week, if you are off work, you may not be able to physically see people, but at least there might be a lot of communication going on within your community or group or peers, as well as family and friends, of course. The week starts off with the moon in Gemini, and we also have Neptune in your sign, and we have Venus in Sagittarius. Now, they're all at varying degrees, so all Pisces will be hit by one of these planets this week with the challenging aspect we call a square. So let's break it down first of all. If the moon is squaring any of you people early this week, it could be a bit of an emotional time right after Christmas. It could be that you're still disappointed you weren't able to spend some time with some loved ones. So you might be feeling a little bit blue as the work begins. With Venus in Sagittarius, as well, it will create a T-square to some of you people. Basically, Venus is also squaring your natal planet from Monday to Friday of this week. So it's not the best aspect for relationships and having smooth communication, far from it. So it could be that there could be a few things going on. One, you may be just feeling a little bit lonely and a bit depressed if you're separated from loved ones, or you've had some disagreements with some loved ones that's causing you some upset or stress. And with Neptune also squaring the moon's north node all week, there's some karmic activities at work with this as well. And the karma is, given that the other things I'm going to talk about in a moment, what's coming up for you in the year, it's time that maybe you look at making some changes. Some of you have not a great history of dealing with stress and challenges. Pisces can be a very easily spooked sign, so they tend to run very often from troubles and hide away, and they get very frightened. And some of you may have had a pretty rough 2020, and by the end of this year, you may realize that a lot of bad habits, some of your coping mechanisms, and some of the things that you do that you think are helping you actually aren't. For example, if you are trying to escape stress by eating all the wrong foods, or if you're drinking too much or something like that, that's something that it would be a good idea to face this week. Take a good look at your life and think about, what are you doing? How are you living your life? What could you do to perhaps leave some bad habits behind and embrace more of your positive side? Now, the positive side, we can then talk about some other planets as well. For example, the Jupiter-Saturn conjunction in Aquarius. Now, that is going to be in the hidden part of your chart, and you do like to have a lot of the changes going on behind the scenes first. You're better for that. You don't want to be humiliated. You don't want to be the center of attention very often either, but you do want things your way. And well, with these squares, you're not always going to get things your way. But Jupiter-Saturn is providing opportunity for you to begin to make some very positive and major changes in your life in the coming year, if needed. It could be that you just want to carry on with things as they are. But Jupiter is going to make an entrance into your sign for about half the year later on, and you're going to get very busy. So it might be an idea to take a look at clearing up some details now. Take care of business. Even if you're off work this week, do get in some relaxation time, but look at how you can declutter your life in many ways, not just at home, but also within your associations and relationships. With Chiron in Aries now moving direct, that does put it in an area for you that deals with finances, but also your attitudes towards money and sex and relationships even at times. So you may be looking at changing some attitudes in the coming year, hopefully by healing and by bringing about some more positive circumstances. Sometimes you may just leave things to chance, but sometimes, Pisces, you do need to grab the steering wheel yourself and drive yourself forward, and I recommend you do that. I also would like to wish you a very happy new year.